Hi children, this is Sudhir Kumar, Sudhir Physics Classes. Today's topic is motion of the charged particle in magnetic field, part 2. Part 1 we have already discussed. So those who are looking at this part 2, I request you to see the video of part 1 and then you continue this. Otherwise it will be little bit difficult for you to follow. Okay, right. In this part 2, what we are seeing is a charged particle is entering the magnetic field, but the length of the field is not sufficient. So it will not complete its circular motion completely. So a part of the circular motion will take place. So in the first case, you will be taking a magnetic field. This is a magnetic field. So this length x will be less than radius of the circular motion. It is less than radius. If at all it wants to go in a circular path, this is less than radius. So a particle will now enter the magnetic field. Let us say the particle is entering, whose charge is q, mass is m. So here it is entering with velocity v bar. Okay. Anyhow, it is entering perpendicular to the field only because the magnetic field is inward and velocity is towards right. So they are perpendicular to each other. So that is why the particle is entering perpendicular to the magnetic field. And by applying Fleming's left hand rule, so this is a magnetic field, this is a velocity, so force will act this way. That means it has to deflect in this way and go. Okay. So therefore the particle, let us say it goes like this. Like this it will be moving. And now the particle will leave tangentially here like this, because no more force will be acting after the field. The force will be acting only till the field exists. From there, no force. So it will go in straight line. Now this is a part of circular motion. So it is not able to do complete circular motion here. So our question is, what is the deflection of the particle? That means through how much angle it has been turned inside the magnetic field. That is one question we have to find out. Given mass of the particle, charge of the particle, and strength of the magnetic field are given to us. So we have to find through what angle it deflects. So let us look at the center of the circular motion first. Center of the circular motion, and then we'll find out the radius. From that we can answer. So what I am telling, always for a circular motion, radius is perpendicular to the velocity. Velocity is always tangential. So perpendicular to that, you will have a radius. So I can expect some radius from here, because perpendicular means here only it is perpendicular. So I will draw one line perpendicular. So that center of circular motion I will have like this. Here also perpendicular. Okay. So here is somewhere center I will take. So this must be the radius, because radius is perpendicular to the velocity. Because for a circular motion, velocity is always tangential, and for tangent, radius is perpendicular. So let us say this is also radius. Even this also has to be 90 degrees. Even this also has to be 90 degrees. So this is also radius of the circular motion. So this is a part of a circular motion now. So if the magnetic field is sufficient, it might have completed a circular motion like this. Okay. So what is that we have to find here? We have to find this angle. say alpha or theta. Through what angle it is deflected? What is the meaning of that? See, the particle has entered like this and leaving like this. So how much angle it has turned? So this is the initial direction. So this is the initial direction. This is the final direction. So how much angle it has turned? Through an angle alpha. So we have to find that alpha now. You know, this alpha is equal to this angle. You know why? So particle has covered here 30 degrees. 30 degrees. That means it has deflected by 30 degrees. For example, I am telling. So these two angles are equal. So now we have to find this alpha. That is what I was telling you previously. So the length of the field is x here. I will produce one line so that I will get a right angle triangle. So this is x. X is the length of field which is less than radius. Now I will take sine alpha. Sine alpha is equal to x by r. And x is equal to, you know, radius is mv by vq. Or if you don't know, when a particle is moving here, it's a part of a circular motion. Then centripetal force is equal to force exerted by magnetic field. Centripetal force is mv square by r. Force exerted by the magnetic field is bqv sin 90. So what is radius now? mv by bq. This we did already. But anyhow, I am doing it again. So let me substitute the radius here. This is nothing but mv divided by bq. So the radius is mv by bq. So this is then alpha. What is alpha means? Sine inverse. Either you do x by r, sine inverse x by r, or we can substitute the radius also if you want. Alpha is also equal to sine inverse x divided by r, that is mv by bq. So this is the angle through which it is deflected. Angle through which it is deflected. Next. So what are other possible questions that can be asked in a competitive exams like NEET, Mains, Advanced? This is one of the questions, through what angle it is being deflected. So next he can ask you one question. What is this length of the arc? What is the distance traveled in magnetic field? Not outside, in magnetic field. Distance means this length of the arc. Always mathematically, the length of the arc, let me take it as A and B, okay? Length of the arc AB. So L is equal to R into theta. Formula, this is a formula. The length of the arc is equal to radius into theta. Mathematical formula. So of course theta means here I have taken it as alpha. So this is nothing but, so length of the arc is equal to, what is radius? If he is given radius, you can substitute. Otherwise you have to calculate by mv by bq as we did it. So this is mv by bq. What is alpha value? Sine inverse. You can sine inverse x by r, you can write r. This is also x into bq divided by mb. Also we can write. This is another possible question that they can ask here. And next, one more question also possible. So that is nothing but how much time that it has spent inside the magnetic field. How much time that it has spent in magnetic field. That is this time of journey. So for time of journey, one must know the time period is 2 pi m by bq. Time period for a circular motion, if at all, if it is completing a circular motion, it will take time this much, which you did in part 1, you can go through. So for one complete cycle, if it is taking time t, that means it will be covering an angle 360 degrees, that is 2 pi radians. For a time t, it will travel an angle of 2 pi radians. Capital T is time taken to complete one revolution, and in one revolution, angle covered at the center is 2 pi. For an angle alpha, this alpha, how much time it will take? In fact, they are directly proportional because it is a uniform circular motion. The speed of the particle will not change, only direction of the particle will be changing. So therefore, you can cross multiply and equate because they are directly proportional. So therefore, what is the time now from this? So t into 2 pi is equal to alpha into t. So t is equal to alpha into t by 2 pi. I'll substitute time period. Okay. I can also substitute alpha value. So on substituting this time period over here and on substituting the alpha value here, I can find out that how much time that it is spending in the magnetic field. 3 possible questions. 1, 2, 3. Everywhere in this type of discussion, there are 3 possible questions. They won't ask all the 3, any one of them they ask in the exam. So next what I will do, I will increase this distance little bit. This distance is less than radius, am I right? But now I will take exactly equal to radius. So then what happens? We will see. Okay. In the second case. So when it is equal to radius exactly, so I can tell you the particle can cover, suppose I am having a length of the field, this is exactly, the length is equal to radius. Length equal to radius, okay, you have a magnetic field like this. So this is a magnetic field dr. The length is equal to radius. The particle is entering like this now with some velocity. So it is entering at an angle 90 degrees with the field. Field is inward, velocity is like this. So it has to make a circular motion only, no doubt. So then what happens is, because it is exactly equal to radius, we can always prove that the particle will travel like this. Then from here, it will go out like this, okay? And then it will travel out. So, how will you interpret this now? This is magnetic field, okay, B bar. So again, perpendicular to the radius, velocity is perpendicular to radius. So here is a velocity, here is a velocity, perpendicular. So the radius is always perpendicular. Okay, this is radius, this is radius. So it will cover exactly 90 degrees. So when radius, the length of the field is exactly equal to radius, it will cover in a field exactly 90 degrees and then it will go straight like that. So the angle of 3 questions will arise now. How much angle it has covered? Pi by 2. Or you can check with your formula also. What is the formula you got? Sin alpha is equal to x divided by r. We did know just now. But x is equal to what? Here it is radius. So what is that? 1. So what is alpha value? 90 degrees. No issues. You can do it in whatever way you want. Second question. What is the second question we did? Length. It is very clear. The length of the arc is 1/4 of the circle. So I can say this length of the arc is equal to, logically you can write is 1/4 of the perimeter, that is 2 pi r divided by 4. This is nothing but pi r by 2. This is nothing but pi by 2. What is the radius and mv by bq? That way. So what is the next possible question? Time spent inside the magnetic field. So how much time it has spent in the magnetic field? 1/4 of the time period. Because it is 1/4 of the circular motion, time taken to complete one circle is capital T. Then for 1/4 of the circle, it will take T by 4. What is T value? 2 pi m by bq into 1 by 4. This is the time spent inside the magnetic field. So this is the second case. So in third case, what I will do is I will increase the radius little bit further. I will increase the radius what and a little bit further. Little, just crossing the radius. Just 1 mm more also enough. So if I take slightly greater than radius, the length of the field is slightly greater than radius. That will be the third case. So in that case, what happens? You just check. I have to, this diagram won't be sufficient for me. So let me draw it again. So what will happen now? If this length of the field is slightly greater than radius, even if slightly, it can be more than that also, but just cross the radius also enough. See, this is the length, but width of the field can be sufficient. There is no restriction for here. So this is a magnetic field B bar. And this is greater than radius. Okay. This is greater than radius. So now particle is coming now as usual. Mass of the particle is m, charge on the particle is q, the particle has entered with velocity v. Because it is more than radius, so now particle can go and complete a circular motion like this, and it will come out of the field. Okay. Okay. So now what happens? All three questions we'll answer again. First, what is the angle of deflection? See, this is the center, this will be the radius. This is the diameter. Okay. If this is diameter, then what is the initial direction? This is an initial direction. What is the final direction? This is a final direction. So through what angle you have turned? See how much angle you have turned here. No doubt it is 180 degrees. So angle through which you have turned is equal to pi radians. Or else we can use your relation sin alpha is equal to x divided by radius. Here x value, it is not possible, but if at all x is given, okay, you can do it. But in this case, I can directly take it as alpha as 180 degrees only. It has covered an angle of 180 degrees. What is the next question you have? Length of the arc. See, the length of the arc is how much? Half of the circle. That is nothing but pi r. This is pi into mv divided by BQ. Next, third, how much time it will spend inside? It will no doubt spend a time of half of the total time period. That is, what is the time period? 2 pi m by BQ into 1 by 2. So pi m by BQ. So this is the time spent inside the magnetic field. This is the distance traveled, okay, inside the magnetic field. This is the angle through which it is deflected. If this radius is slightly greater than, if the length of the magnetic field is slightly greater than radius. This is third case. So fourth case is different now. See, in fourth case, the particle, see, I told you in the lecture 1, say for example, this is a magnetic field. This is a magnetic field. So let the particle enter in any direction. In any direction. Whether it enters like this, whether it enters like this, whether it comes like this, or say like this, always it is perpendicular to field. As far as the particle is entering on the plane of board, so for example, say this is a magnetic field, this is the direction of particle, okay. So direction of particle is, let it change anything on the plane of board, but it's always perpendicular. So on the plane of board, if a particle is entering from whichever the direction it is, so the angle between the velocity and the magnetic field will be 90 degrees. But there will be one question here which is very important in the next case, case 4. So I will be taking the magnetic field sufficient here now. In this type of question, this is a magnetic field, right? B bar. A particle is entering into a magnetic field like this. I will tell you how it enters. This is the velocity of the particle v. With respect to horizontal line, it is entering at an angle, say theta or alpha, whatever you take, no problem. So what happened? The particle is entering into the magnetic field, no doubt. What is the angle between the magnetic field and the velocity? Magnetic field is inward and velocity is like this. Magnetic field is inward, velocity is like this. What's the direction of magnetic field? Direction of velocity 90 degrees only. So particle is entering at 90 degrees only into the field. But it is not entering like this, something like this it is entering. But it is perpendicular to field only. So therefore it has to do circular motion, no doubt. So in which direction it will go? Fleming's left hand rule. This is a magnetic field. This is a velocity. So particle has to deflect this way now. So it will deflect like this, no doubt. So it is entering at perpendicular to the magnetic field and it will make a circular motion. It will be moving in this way according to Fleming's left hand rule. But it is entering at an angle theta with respect to horizontal line. A horizontal line is drawn on the plane of board. With respect to that horizontal, it is entering at an angle theta. That is a question. So what happens to this particle now? So this particle will go like this and it comes out like this. Yes. So this is how the particle travels and it leaves the field like this now. You know, this velocity of the particle magnitude won't be changing, only direction will be changing. I have already told you. So what is the question now? Okay, fine. It is the particle whose charge is q, mass is m, entering with velocity v at an angle theta with respect to horizontal but perpendicular to field. It is doing a circular motion. Everything is fine. And what he wants now? What he will ask us now? So he will ask us angle of emergence. He will ask us angle of emergence. One question. Next, he will ask this length of the chord AB. This is a chord of a circle. So he will ask you the length of the chord AB. Again, same questions. How much angle it is turning in the magnetic field and how much time it will spend in the magnetic field, as you answered previously. Now let me look at the center of the circle. Where is the center of the circle? It is not inside the magnetic field, definitely, because this is circular motion will be like this. So I will find center somewhere here like this. So therefore, the center of the circular motion, if I imagine like this, if it's an imaginary circular motion, then I'll have center somewhere here. This will be the center of the circular motion. So if this is center, this is radius, and this is radius. And radius and velocity are perpendicular to each other. So now let us try to answer the questions. Let me find out this angle now. Observe carefully. This is an horizontal line. This is a vertical line. This total angle is 90 degrees. So if this is theta and this has to be 90 minus theta. Next. So this radius and velocity are perpendicular. I already told always velocity is tangential to the circular motion. And tangent is perpendicular to radius. So this angle has to be 90 degrees. So if this is 90, if this is 90 minus theta, this has to be theta. Once again. See, this is a chord, this is a horizontal line. These two are perpendicular. But this is theta. So, if this is theta, this is 90 minus theta. Step 1. Step 2. The radius and velocity are always perpendicular. If radius and velocity are perpendicular, if this is 90 minus theta, this is theta again. So, that angle is theta. Come over here now. Same story. So this is a velocity and this is a radius. Okay. Right. And these two are perpendicular to each other. These two. So this angle is how much now? This is a radius. This is a velocity. So this is 90 minus. So as it follows the symmetry, this angle and this angle are same only. So therefore, I must write this is 90 minus theta here. Why? Because this is radius, this is velocity. If this is theta, this is 90 minus theta. Again, this horizontal line and chord are perpendicular. If this is 90 minus theta, this is again theta. So first point, you are supposed to note that this is a circular motion. So it follows a symmetry here. So when it following symmetry, at what angle it is entering? With respect to horizontal, this is a velocity direction, this is a horizontal line. So with respect to horizontal, it is entering at an angle theta. Therefore, it leaves at an angle theta with the horizontal. So it follows symmetry there. So next is that what I did here, same thing here also. This is a tangential, velocity is always tangential, this is radius. If this is theta, this is 90 minus theta. Again, these two are perpendicular, this becomes theta. So what is the angle that it has covered at the center? So I want this angle now. See, as the particle is revolving like this, it is covering this angle like this. Like this. So what is the angle that it has covered? And how much angle it is deflected means this much angle it is deflected. So, sum of the three angles is 180 degrees. Theta plus this angle is 180. So how much is this angle now? 180 minus 2 theta. So let us answer the questions now. So first question, at what angle it emerges? It emerges at an angle theta with horizontal. With respect to horizontal, it emerges with an angle theta. Next, how much angle through which the particle is deflected and how much angle it has covered? Of course, this angle. So this is nothing but pi minus 2 theta. Third question, what is the length of this arc? So the length of the arc is equal to r into this angle, and this you want, no? This length you want, this radius into this theta. How much is that? But what is radius? This is mv by bq into pi minus 2 theta. Fourth question, how much time it has spent inside the magnetic field? Same. For a capital T, you will cover an angle 2 pi radians. That means if you complete one circular motion, at the center you will cover 360 degrees. Now for an angle of this much, that is how much, Andy? Pi minus 2 theta. How much time you will take? Therefore, so the time is equal to T into pi minus 2 theta divided by 2 pi. So further moving, time period is 2 pi m by bq. 2 pi m by bq into pi minus 2 theta divided by 2 pi. So this 2 pi and 2 pi gets cancelled. This is m by bq into pi minus 2 theta. So 4 questions that can be asked in the exam, in competitive exams. One more question is there now. The particle has entered like this. Now it will enter like this. In this angle. What would be the answers? Come and just try now. Think. Pause the video and try now. Okay. Let me see that. Fifth case, I think. So I will be taking a magnetic field. B bar is a magnetic field. So now the particle is entering like this. Same. At an angle theta with horizontal. In previous case, it has